a somewhat unconventional teacher, but this room is filled with equally talented and dedicated teachers, so I'm going to focus my comments tonight on Charlie's accomplishments outside of the classroom. When Aristotle Onassis died, his widow, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, said she would always be grateful to Aristotle because he had saved her from the unbearable heartbreak she had known following the assassination of both her first husband, John Kennedy, and his brother, Robert Kennedy, and the constant fear she lived with that she or her children would be next. I am grateful to Charlie, not because he saved me, but rather for what he gave me. The first among that is the opportunity to work with you at Eden. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the saying, those who can do and those who can't teach. I've always been puzzled by that because it overlooks a fundamental truth, which is those who can successfully do what they do only because someone taught them to. That someone is a teacher, that someone is you, and for that you have my respect and admiration. The second thing Charlie has given me is the gift of friendship. I'm fortunate to consider many of you friends as well as colleagues. In addition, here tonight are some of our other close friends. It's my pleasure to introduce to you to Lakeshore and Hamburg grads, it's reintroduced, retired Lakeshore English teachers, Bob and Joan McDonald, and retired Lakeshore math teachers, Ed and Joanne Smith. Also here tonight are Karen and Paul Sowitz. Paul currently teaches at Hamburg and served as assistant football coach at Eden under Gary Gressick. I know, Cheryl, that if Charlie has any regret about retiring, it is that Gary is not here to share this moment with us. The last thing Charlie has given me is the most meaningful, and that is a gift of a family. Here tonight, and I thank all of you who kept their arrival a secret, is Charlie's son, Peter, and his daughter, Samantha. Peter and his wife, Sandy, also have a son, Matthew. And here tonight is Charlie's son, Mark, and his daughter, Madison. I think it is disrespectful to their parents to say that I love them as if they are my own, but I actually think I have the better deal. I am blessed not because they are my own, but because they have loved and embraced me as their own. And for that, there are no words that can express my thanks. In 1997, Charlie took over as boys swim coach at Eden. That year, he had a roster of 8 swimmers. Chuck Yale, who was then Eden athletic director, came to Charlie and said that if he did not have at least 14 swimmers on his roster next year, 14 being the minimum number that you needed to be competitive in a meet, the district was probably going to cut the program. To Charlie, who served as captain of his swim team at Hamburg and went to the University of Buffalo on a swim scholarship, Chuck's words were a call to arms. He promised Chuck the following season he would have at least 14 swimmers. Although his recruiting methods were a tad unorthodox. The following September, he patrolled the halls of the junior high school looking for naive but athletic-looking young men, sliding up to them and saying, "Did you hear it's now a requirement to be on the swim team to graduate?" His morning announcements for swimmer sign-ups are legendary, promising a trip to Nassau to anyone who joined the swim team. He did not mention that the Nassau in question was the Long Island Aquatic Center, which prompted one 7th grader to come into Charlie's room saying, Coach, I want to sign up for the swim team because I heard at the end of the season we get to go to Nassau to see the space shuttle. Although they were unorthodox, they were effective. By his fourth season, Charlie had a roster of 40 swimmers, causing Doug Vito, then athletic director, to say to Charlie, "You've got to make cuts to your swim team. I don't have enough money in the budget for thermo suits and swimsuits." And Charlie says to Doug, "I can't make cuts. Most of them are in my geometry class, and I told them they would graduate." Of his first season, team of the 8 children, 1 qualified for the ECIC championships. In 2011, of a roster of 33, including 16 graduates, and next week at graduation, don't tell Connor Lufinger he could graduate even if he hadn't swum. 19 of them made the preliminary round of the ECICs. 13 made it to the ECIC finals. 9 qualified for the Section 6 championship. And although he has had at least 1 individual swimmer qualify for the state championship 6 of the last 7 years, 2011 was the first year in the history of Eton Boys swimming that a relay qualified for the state championship. That is an impressive statistic, but there is one statistic that's even more impressive, and I want to mention it tonight. Although Charlie's swimmers hold the school record in 6 of the 11 events in the swim meet, 5 of them were out of his reach. 2 of those 5 records have remained unbroken for almost 2 decades. Although the swimmer graduated before Charlie became coach, Charlie is aware of his accomplishments and has said on more than one occasion, if we fast forward another 20 years, it is likely the same name will appear on the record board. That student is James Lamastro. James graduated in 1993 and is the son of Sal and Linda Lamastro, who should be there.